might be just a little too small.
Right. Well, Christina, I know you and many other women, they love stilettos.
Oh, yes.
But just as popular is the love for sneakers.
That is so true. And these are so colorful and beautiful. And here to tell us all about the latest trends in sneakers is the sneaker man himself, Kiante Young. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
You've got such an assortment here. Let's go. Well, first of all, the lady shoes are here, right? Okay. So you have to tell me why you're accumulating all these frequent flyer miles. Clearly, it's not because you're running in your sneakers.
Yeah. Well, you know, America loves footwear. America loves sneakers.
These are gorgeous.
And you know, one of the things I like to say is sneakers is the poor man's luxury. You know, you can't afford a house. Some people can't afford a big house. Some people can't afford a fancy car or BMW, but everybody can afford a nice pair of sneakers.
You say a poor man's luxury, but some of these sneakers are not that cheap.
Well, you know, you want something, you want quality, you got to pay for it.
And you've actually been touring around the country doing presentations on sneakers and just TV shows or what?
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've been traveling America. I've done well over 200 morning show appearances, from New York to Hawaii to Los Angeles to Houston to...
But your favorite show was...
well, my favorite show is
Entertainment 360.
Right here.
You know something? It's something about the number 360 that just sucks me in.
Okay, well, since you are the sneaker man and you've been traveling the world, tell us some of the latest trends we can find with sneakers today.
Well, the biggest trend right now is the release of retro sneakers. Sneakers that came out in the early 2000s, in the 80s, and in the 70s, and in the 90s, being re-released, revamped, restyled. Sometimes they include new technologies. Secondarily, another trend right now is colors. You know, it's all about the bright colors. Traditionally,
I love this one. This is
sneakers
beautiful.
had, you know, basic colors, but now they're having a lot more fun with colors.
All right, so just walk me through a few pairs of these shoes here. What kind of shoes are we looking at? Styles? What makes them so unique?
Well, let's start over on that end.
Okay.
Those are the 5411s. They look like the 5411s, but in actuality, those are Alicia Keys sneakers. And if you look inside the shoe, they actually have a wedge. $100, and again, it's all about the style. You know, on one hand, you do want to have a comfortable shoe, but as a woman, you need a shoe that is stylish. So what's cool about those is by them having the wedge in them, they kind of, you know, give you a little height and accentuate your curves, and just a great shoe.
Okay, now these look like a shoe for a guy.
Yeah, those are basketball shoes.
I remember Fila. I used to wear Fila back in the day.
Exactamundo. Fila is coming back with a vengeance. Those are the Jerry Stackhouses, called the Spaghettis, and it's a classic basketball sneaker.
Okay, now is Fila coming back, or?
Well, Fila never went anywhere.
They never went anywhere.
They never went anywhere.
They seem like they're coming back with a vengeance.
Well, see, the thing is, companies have to diversify their products.
Okay.
You know, if you recall, Fila came out with the Skeleto, which was real popular. People call it the ninja sneaker.
Right.
You know, so, but at the same time, you know, companies have been very smart in responding to what their consumer wants. The consumer has been begging and pleading for certain sneakers, and guess what? The sneaker companies are bringing them out.
Let's talk about prices here. What are the range of prices that you can find for sneakers, the so-called high-end sneakers?
Well, if you look, those are the foam posits, those right there. And I actually wore those a couple of times, but check this out. I guarantee you, I can go online and sell those right now for $350.
Are you serious?
Get out of here.
They have a cool feel to them. They're like, what is this? Is this leather?
That's
or
a foam posit technology. Those are actually worn by Penny Hardaway back in the day. But again, you know, what they've done is they've revamped it. You know, they've given it new colorways, new styles. That didn't come out, you know, way back when. That's a new style that just came out now. Those are called the jet fibers. Okay,
Kiante, tell me, what makes it worth $300? Is it because of who owned it? Is it because of the technology? What gives it that value?
It's all because of, you know, what people want. Also, the sneaker companies have been very smart in releasing limited pairs. See, that's the trick. And
so
that's
how many pairs would you say were included with this?
Well, you know, I'm not going to speculate and try to assume, but, you know, they're playing a funny game. You know, that's why the kids line up so aggressively, because initially they want to get that sneaker, but secondarily the resale value is just insane.
So the limited edition factor is what increases that value as well.
But in actuality, it's probably not limited edition.
It's not as limited as one would like to believe.
Exactamundo.
They just put that title on it.
Now those are from Bobby Toads. I appeared on a show in Chicago, and this guy Bob, he called me 2 years ago and he said, man, I've got this shoe idea that you've got to hear about. And I said, you know something? You never tell your ideas. make it happen. When you're ready, I will help you. And those are the Bobby toes. And what's great about those is, say if you have a little daughter, she's a little cutie thing, and she sees mommy painting her toenails, and she wants to paint hers too, but of course you don't want her painting her toenails. She can actually paint her toenails on those shoes.
I see.
And the cool thing is, if you go to bobbytoads.com and you pick up a pair, if you use Kiante, you'll get $5 off.
I like that.
What is the estimated price that I might have to pay
Those
for
are $49, but
that's actually that's not a bad price.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we're talking about price here, but I remember when I was growing up, the most expensive shoe was the Jordans. How are the Jordans faring now, and how much are they averaging?
The Jordans are selling like hotcakes. To be honest with you, that's I didn't even bring any because everybody knows the Jordans. You know, everybody knows the different websites that you go on just to see, you know, what's available. You know, that's a shoe that I wouldn't even have to talk about. I could pull it up and people at home be like, oh, those are the 11s, or those are the 4s, or those are the, you know.
Well, why do they cost so much if they're so inexpensive to make?
Well, initially, you know, when you look at a shoe like Jordan, actually, there's a lot of technique that goes into the shoe. There's a lot of different design aspects. And the thing you got to keep in mind is you got to ask yourself, why is Mercedes-Benz so expensive? Because people are paid for it.
Right.
Exactly. You're paying for the name, you're paying for quality. You know that when you get these sneakers, when you get those Jordans, when you get those Nikes, when you get those Reeboks, they are going to last forever.
All right, so we're working our way down the line.
So let's check those out. Those are from New Balance. Those are the New Balance Minimus, and I love that shoe.
I really like this one.
It's a great shoe. My mom actually saw me with them earlier. She's like, son, right? You bring those back.
Hook your mama up.
That's right. That's
right. This is just a little bit of the color you were talking about earlier,
exactly.
Right?
You know, what's really hot right now is color. You know, just for instance, you have a beautiful dress on.
Yes, she does.
And, but if you think about it,
matches.
Yeah, but
hint, hint.
Well, actually, I've got something a little better for you.
Oh, I like that.
Now, from my friends at Reebok, these are the DMX Skies.
These are gorgeous.
Aren't those a great sneaker? I actually bought a pair for you. And what's great about them is they have, if you turn it over so folks at home can see the little bubbles, that is advanced cushioning, advanced traction, advanced shock absorption. You know, again, we talked about two trends. The third trend is technology. And the reason why technology is so important is because the sneaker companies are making it easier for the athlete.
And it's so beautiful. This is a really pretty shoe.
You don't have to worry about getting hit by a car because they're so bright.
Yeah.
But what makes, you talk about comfort, and it's not that heavy, it's really light. So when you're running, of course, it's going to be easier. But when you talk about comfort, how can you really pick out what a good shoe is or should feel like?
Well, the first things first is, you know, you got to go to a store and try them on. You know, for instance, Foot Locker, their staff is really good at, first of all, they know all of the products. Sometimes you may go to a store and the staff don't know the product, so their staff knows the product initially. So you want to go to a good store. Once you become a sneaker aficionado in terms of understanding which shoe brand and how that shoe brand fits you, sometimes you can simply order online.
And speaking of online, and you talked about the various websites and how people get their information about the sneakers, what are some of the places that you would recommend? And also, what are some of the questions that people should be asking to get the right sneaker for themselves? Well,
there are tons of websites. I like to go to nicekicks.com.
Nicekicks.com.
I love Soultron and my buddies at Kicks on Fire. You know, they are consistent. Oh, and Foot Locker Unlocked is a great website too. They are consistently dropping the best information, have high-res photos of the sneakers so you can see them really good. So that's one. Two, sometimes you want to go on their Twitter handle and maybe ask them a few questions. Hey, when are these releasing? Do you know how many they're releasing? How much do they cost? You know, what city are they releasing? And these websites are beyond informed because, you know, when I first started out, some folks said, you know, you should start a sneaker blog. And I said, you know something? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them to those guys.
Okay.
So
leave it up to the professionals.
Yep. So you go to nicekicks.com, Soultron.com, kicksonfire.com, footlockerunlock.com, and all those websites. If you can, you know, and you can also follow them on Twitter or Instagram too.
So what else do you have here? We didn't get to the last four shoes.
Now, everybody at home, I know you guys watched the Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Of course.
Fila came.
Now we're aging ourselves.
No, actually,
the reruns.
The reruns.
Nickelodeon has a new Ninja Turtle show.
Wow.
In honor of that show, they released this sneaker. This is the TMNT 100, and was
Teenage Mutant Ninja
There you go.
Okay.
And if you look at some of the detailing, you see it has a little turtle shell on the back. Can we see that?
Can we see that?
And then the thing too is that it comes with 4 different colors of the strap. So, you know, one day you can be Leonardo, another day you can be Donatello.
That's cute.
You know, so it's really cool. There's a shredder shoe as well. Now this shoe, I've been getting so many hits and emails about. Every time I do a show, they hit me on my Instagram, on my Twitter, which is Kiante Sneakers. And people want this shoe. This is the Grant Hill. But it's called the 96, but these are originally called the Grant Hill sneakers. And I mean, people have been going crazy for these. And last but not least, if you play golf, I know you guys out there may, you know, play golf and, you know, and been watching the Masters. These are the ID0 Tours, and traditionally, you know, when you looked at golf sneakers,
like this one.
they were wingtips. They were lame back in the day.
And they're very plain.
That's right. These aren't plain at all.
It's a lot more colors, a lot fancier.
Exactly, exactly. And that's, again, that's with, you know, moving forward in time. You know, everything now is about the design as well as the technology.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know a lot of it is about technology, but can you really get a good, inexpensive shoe at places like Kmart, Walmart, Payless? Is that possible, or is it more like you pay for what you get?
I mean, that's with everything. You know, if you get a cheap car, you know, you know you're going to be taking that car to the shop a lot.
Right,
And then the same thing with a shoe. You know, I encourage people, you know, if you're on a budget, you know, sometimes you may want to, you know, buy some of the cheaper shoes, but you want to pay for quality. When it comes to your feet, you know, your feet, you're on your feet, you're walking, you're running. Yeah. You know, your feet play an integral part in your lifestyle. And with that being said, you know, you don't want to go cheap on your feet.
I like that.
But before we go,
well,
you got to break some news for us here. Are there any trends that you see coming up in the future?
Well, you know something? There are a lot of trends, but before we go, I came with a lot So check this out. I actually bought a dress for you.
Oh, you are my new best
Not sneakers,
friend.
but a dress.
My friends at American Apparel, I told them I was doing your show, and they sent me a bunch of product. And so check this out. I have a bunch of giveaways for you guys at home. To my friends in, this airs in South Africa, right?
Everywhere. All over the world.
Let me think. Donkey Ve. Oh man, I messed it up. Hello. I bought a few sundresses for you guys.
Okay.
You know, for my friends in England, I bought some easy pants. Okay. And for my friends in, is it Nigeria?
Nigeria.
In Nigeria, I got some T-shirts.
So how can people get these items?
You were bearing gifts.
Well, they call me the Black Santa.
Oh, okay. Well, Black Santa, how can people get some of these gifts?
Well, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I'm Kiante Sneakers, and I'm leaving these here with you guys, and I'll let you guys know who the winner is. I'm going to ask you a ridiculous question that you will be able to answer, though, but it's going to be something that you got to guess and answer, and you'll win. And it's all gifts from American Apparel.
You are just nothing but good news.
I
You
know.
tell us the great news about sneakers that are not only, well, some are affordable, but they certainly are stylish.
Well, they are.
Hint, hint.
Yep.
And you come bearing gifts. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so
Well,
welcome.
head to
You
that
look so
Instagram
nice.
page.
I want an autograph.
Yeah,
see. All right, well, thank you once again for
Thanks,
being
Shannon.
here and giving us all this great information. And we would like to know, what is your favorite sneaker? Tweet us about it at Arise TV 360 to let us know.
Thank you so much. Now, I gotta